We start with the race for the White House. Both Harris and the Trump campaigns are sharing their July fundraising hauls. Harris's campaign says they've raised $310 million in the last month. That amount includes donations made while Biden was still the candidate and $200 million raised in the first week of Harris's candidacy. Meanwhile, the Trump campaign says it raised just over $138 million last month, and that includes the surge of donations raised in the aftermath of the attempted assassination on the former president and during the Republican National Convention. Our team of reporters are closely watching both campaigns. Let's start with CBS News political director Finn Gomez. So, Finn, Harris has already begun her VP search before being officially confirmed by the DNC. Any updated timing on when she might reach the delegate threshold needed?
Yeah, great question. Right now, we do know that the DNC virtual roll call is currently underway. It has been since 9 o'clock on Thursday morning and is expected to go as late as Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. However, we do know, we can report that Vice President Harris could reach that threshold of 1,976 delegates to become the nominee as early as today. But we will expect to have more on that topic a little later on. But the expectation is that she will at some point this weekend go from the presumptive nominee to the nominee of the Democratic Party, presidential nominee for the Democratic Party.
Okay, so let's talk about Veep stakes. This is essentially to fulfill a needed deadline for her to make the announcement, but also sort of to drum up more excitement, keep the momentum going, introduce the nation to the ticket. What are you hearing about that announcement, and what can you tell us about some potential picks changing their weekend schedules?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we do know, and CBS News can confirm, that there are at least 6 of those contenders, of those top contenders from that VP shortlist that are part of the vetting process and have made contact with the Harris vetting team. We know that Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, also Governor Tim Walz from Minnesota, Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg, Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona, Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky, and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker are all on a part of that list who are receiving vetting, we are told from sources familiar to the vetting process. Yes, on the scheduling changes, we do know, we can report that Josh Shapiro, Pete Buttigieg, and Andy Beshear all had scheduling changes for this weekend, which seems to indicate that it's part of this process in the last few days of the vetting process before we hear who the pick will be from Vice President Harris. The expectation is, and our reporting has been, that it could come as early as Monday and at the latest Tuesday. But it's early next week we will officially hear who she has picked to be her running mate.
Let's talk about the vetting process real quick before we let you go, because this is usually a months-long process. Is it essentially like, hey, open your books for us, let us see your finances, and, people trying to comb social media for every little thing?
Absolutely. And it's a team led by Eric Holder, the former attorney general, and his law firm, but also there's some others externally who are part of that process. And of course, the Vice President herself will have, conversations with these top contenders. What they're looking for, Lindsay, is exactly what you just mentioned and laid out. It's going to be, the financial records. It's going to be social media. It's going to be looking at their personal lives and their external lives and everything, and also on their policy positions. It isn't, as you're forming this ticket, there's also a strategic positioning to how historically you want this to be displayed. It's like, where do they stand? And also what is also taking and being factored in here, Lindsay, if you recall, is the fact, if they can impact the vote in any way. Can they help in the battleground state of Pennsylvania, like Josh Shapiro may be able to do? Will Senator Kelly help in the other battleground state of Arizona? Will Beshear, even though he's not from a battleground state, what I've been told is he may be able to help with that, Kemp Republican voter or moderate Democrat in places like Georgia, in places like North Carolina. So I think those are all those elements, all those components are being factored in this very crucial time of this vetting process these last few days before we hear the announcement.
Finn Gomez, thank you.